so a yɛbɛtwa nabasa ɛne srɛ menka m sɛ wura Daniel Osabote or senior lecturer the Department of Accounting and Finance Accra Technical University abɛka yɛnsa sanso na yɛwura Daniel Kwesi Esiama Honorable former member of Parliament Emma Buim constituency yɛwura nso ɛwɔ ha na ɛne no yɛbɛhwɛ nsɛm bi a His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo ɛde to dwa sɛ IMF sika no ɛnyɛ sɛ baba bɛsɔ yɛ how ano imprimprim but some of us are confused because you can say no be as IMF and you see them say mama so you how anu imprimprim why didn't us let us know say no kra sanity na afia ba wi answer anyways obi so say esanke yehu so you be fa ne saa mempanyifo ha dom na be kyerɛkyerɛ mu na yewie nso a Nana Akufo-Addo IMF sisi na kwamkwam ya kwa say twa say you review free SHS John Dramani Mahama Eddie Kanka and we say we must review free SHS. At that time, Nana Akufo-Addo cracker said it means John say young cancel free SHS. So which kind of review? And I don't know which dictionary, whether the Concord or the Oxford or the Lennes or the Longman dictionary maybe away from mobile and Penyufua or maybe senior lecturer. Maybe he will tell us the meaning of the review. Penyufua member Makwaba na mimi sasa Mpomboko. Boko. Sir, Honorable, the IMF sika no ntino. So on share chiri kan ba.
Me move ya frame say e just ka bi o mi chow. I dey for me in parliament view.
Say na only be about $604 million abe. Say at least 400 that so no omo yima wa omo nya boni bia.
Nyina sika. Say ka be so bia sa de nya meji. But say so 30 million plus there.
And you onje. But me just say free so lecturer.
Yes.
Let's just say free SHS review because you are into academia. Now, Mr. Sam, I didn't trust a review. When I'm here, say trust a review and someone and Akufo-Addo they are to the IMF also. So say the free SHS was poorly implemented.
Yo, mini abema mechia minia penya o studio. Fortunately, Daniel.
Yeah.
I feel mechia mamu share CTV and I pay. Emra MPP implementing free SHS policy. Ya academia yakasa say o share the way enrollment no akoso no bibia eye esan say nkwala se bi onanka omo awfo ni bi eno nti omo control BC omo to me qualify but omo to me to aso enko SHS no san nkwala no abua omo ene omo to me eko SHS nti hodie in terms of enrollment ni de bibia ye nyina ye gitum say eye but o share quality say bia nkwala no I go through the secondary education now omodu university now share omo output over the years no say quality na eba for we beka say yen use wasi results but that is not enough but we aba say okay ever since I introduced free SHS no nkwala no culture maths omo pass kakra English omo at least core subjects no omo to me idea but omo fi ho eko university and as a tertiary level na ho na hu so omo level no and share that meet the standard and which you say quality wise no yaba form na me kai pa say World Bank conducted some research and almost say the way I think it was in 2018 or 2019 almost see the way Anyama Kono. If we don't sit up as a nation, your bedroom may be a human capital will be a big challenge because I say Nyama and Kwalano, Esiano, or mobile outer, it doesn't conform with what industry here and I say a bebo momonye juma. Inti say you're streamlining you're making sure say Kwalano or more addicheno. It will be in tandem with whatever the nation needs in order to progress. As I report now, one disadvantage which we need to solve. I say you are neglecting the basic level because of free SHS 90. I say basic level no you need to me I speak on authority say I have an NGO. Now yeah say you conclude kitty share ebua schools na omo ho to say at the basic level. Now we share some of the schools now be copa na omo ni teaching and learning materials. Now at the end of the day, you expect them to write the same examination with omo krokesi no. I say Niama I ensure that enkoye at the basic level. And education is out of say we need to take a second look at the way you finance your basic education. And yes, fine, you may get the numbers on SHS, but if the foundation at the basic level is weak, it will transcend to the second grade level. And then also FEMUA could do a tertiary level. No? It will need to take a second look at the basic level. How do we finance and make sure say teachers for are well motivated? We have enough textbooks, other teaching and learning materials. Say progressive. Now coming to the free SHS no. What you mean say you can't say Yenfa policy no, not as party policy, and not as a political party policy, but we should look at it as national policy. Why should it be national policy? Because Nkwala Neko School, I said you any ADC Nkwala and any MPP Nkwala, Omunina Ghana for. So send IMF who you know, almost say share ban enrollment abana idea because number is now control. But I say ensure that end targeting or more here free SHS no. Many abema say utumidi uba echo friend saying basic school na utia fees maybe private school now utia fees be 3,000 cedis a term and a semester. Bibi interest says or back secondary school to be tuition fees to the extent class say schools need be or they even pay in dollars. Well, the equivalent and we need to really target Kuala some benefit from free SHS. Now, the BSA say we should move it away from say a party winner the buy. Find the ideology is there, say party winner and promising our implementing. But once I do Ghana for China, we should look at it as a national agenda. So the first thing I may suggest is say, look, we should make it bipartisan. Yambo Modiana to be constitutive committee, irrespective of where you belong. Those in academia, or more CBO. I mean, we have brilliant educationists in Ghana. Mekapa say Professor Jefos Anna Mohamesa, ex-president Kufuor. There was a committee done. Yes, some brilliant recommendations. I think we need to go back to some of the recommendations.
But when you consulted academia, was there any time in your academic life a framework about free SHS from Adwemra?
Honestly, not that I'm aware of. Main Shedda and Kais. Also, time rolling out this policy, Crawford by out, I can say there was no consultation in terms of say BIA, those who are directly involved in education. Say BIA head teachers, headmasters, na fei more nimdi education. I don't know the level of consent. I mean, to which they were consulted. But if you listen to Nkrofua, HSA, they weren't too happy with the way I rushed program. To the extent that there was no blueprint. Say their policy way, you barely see. Yansheda Yantia. So we had people coming out to say that look. Abaying Bomodia say consult. Just do that broad consultation. That notwithstanding, I think say maybe we need to get back and then review. Now, and review doesn't mean cancellation because we share dictionary now. Review simply means that you are trying to evaluate to see whether there will be the need for you to make certain changes. So what you say, and you say, will be a promise. Media may review. Let's just say over the past since 2017, I implemented our policy. We are in our 6th year, right? This year, 6 years. Have we taken a look at the progress of the program. Hina etosin. DNA say yes and improve the program. As we speak, we have a sustainable source. Ebetumi aka say we dey a fund dey to buying wouldn't need to, be struggling to raise money to get food for Nkwalane school. Buying and struggle say obepe your friends when you employ more teachers. Say those things we need to come out with a fund say you every year and I say every month. The way I establish is our COVID-19 fund, I willingly contributed towards the fund. I think if we look at SHS as a national agenda and then we appeal to people who can support it, a bedroom baby no say we are buying crown funding and share the food room say we use KBD support to SHS.
Free SHS fund. So willingly, no.
Willingly.
Who scab it to contribute?
Exactly. And I say, Obi Oha. Or jumem uton adi 10 series 95 pesos and I say 50 pesos. So 50 pesos now for engine. We can channel those coins in kitting. Can you imagine say what about over 30 million for Ghana now a biang penny won't bear about 15 million. Now every day no be to contribute 50 pesos and now one city towards
it's even too much. Even if it's 10 pesos times 15 million.
Exactly. So in I say national agenda obiaba to be benefited. So that is one. I feel so sharp. Omu say yen target we need to identify them. But the problem that we have in this nation is
for 2 minutes,
thank you. The problem we have in identifying people who can afford free secondary education, the issue of database. So to say, in the advanced countries, everything about you is captured. But your Kroma said you yen sheda even in how many people are gainfully employed? Ejuma ben omoye. What is their salary level? So we need to streamline all these things. Going forward, if you look at your background, we have free SHS. Well, IMF can say the policy is good, but then we need to target here so that we can save enough and then go more into infrastructure development. If we had really planned this program very well, we wouldn't have gotten to a stage where double track. We call 1 week. Now we no. No any problem.
But you think, sir, if the academia and can consult properly, and can send you and can Emma so you think say be a man if like mania integral will be to play in Akwabasa na
what any day woman and I'll name the way system and say running. But sometimes I can consult too now also make a suggestion na yemfa na akwa bi fufuro. So the policy, the idea papa, but how do we sustain it is what we have to address.
All right. I think so you've ended on a good note. My main call former member of parliament, Honorable Ashama Ona. Honorable, before Honorable now was but you are an honorable.
Once an honorable, always.
I know the my dear too.
But that's honorable, no title, no friend.
Honorable, no dear majors could do that.
Honorable, have you been vindicated? For instance, John Dramani Mahama can't review, and the IMF said it was badly implemented, and so we need to review.
Yeah, it is not. Good morning to our viewers, my brother. It is not just about vindication. It is our ability to see, say, policy that. And sana abide the policy government. As it's a proper feasibility studies. And look at things that are going to hit you in the face.
But you were in parliament. But more parliament. Certain only parliament.
No. The MPP, Nanado and Baumia, Kanufurata, they run these free SHS like that contract for their people. Do you get it right? So whatever you say, if you are not in MPP, they will not listen to you. But a proper feasibility studies will tell you whether you be what. You do your need analysis, the options that are there your affordability, and then the impact on the society and the people. Said that my brother just said, it is not just about going to school to acquire the knowledge that will impact on our society. Do you get it right? So today, when you go to many of institutions in this country, you see that it is the expatriates that are running them. Why can't Ghanaians run them? Because you say you and then you brought a programmer and you came to worsen the situation. OPK points are IMF buy. IMF says you have increased the enrollment, fine, but what? The people are poorly targeted. Ken Ufuriata can say, how can I drive my child to Achimota and say government should? Did you remember? He said so. Yeah, take care of it. So it's a proper feasibility studies, and you say you pick the people who are in critical need. Send Mahama Shas. So Mahama is not vindicated by the truth of the matter. And he said, Juma Wayeno, or how he was running the program, progressively, they throw it away because it is Mahama. And now today we are in a mess. They've landed us in a total mess. The poor learning outcome. That is what the IMF is saying. Nkodadudu school classroom. But at the end of the day, the learning outcome, omunya near SSA omunya. What was about Koto Apama Koda? Do you forget? The time you were in secondary school, it was any government buying past questions.
I'm to pass questions. I'm buying the top.
School no matter
the first amount to be a man.
No, don't say that. You see,
okay,
this
so let
is
me answer you.
You this journalist,
most politicians,
you see,
honorable,
you speak as if you are afraid of a particular government.
I'm not afraid of any government. You are asking me
whether you were given any past paper by government.
We are not giving past questions.
So what
does not mean?
Wait. Okay. What has informed a current government to be buying past papers for the
what
children?
Is wrong with that?
The wrong thing is that you couldn't see it. Is that they couldn't perform. The program is failing. If any program, I was a teacher, let me tell you, any program that is failing, those are some of the signs.
Respectfully, if we are talking about performance there, then the statistics should say free SHS in Kwadano as compared to the previous. But the argument you would have made, may support and say, if their past questions indeed is supposed to help students learn well. Because most of even the universities in the SS, they usually fall on past questions and reset their questions.
Why are we saying
no, hold on. I'll give you latitude. They don't have money even to purchase past questions. Even though past questions, so if your time, not this time, no better past questions to aid their learning. We should praise the government rather than condemn them.
Let me tell you, anybody who encourages government to be buying past papers, your thinking is, excuse me with all due respect to that person, is myopic.
Okay, so
you are not seeing well.
Okay, so let us see.
You've established a school. You are paying teachers. You've given them syllabus to teach. You've given them time. You break the time into terms.
Yes.
Do you get it? For which they are expected to accomplish their job.
I agree.
Why should Ghana government take the money, the limited resources again to go and buy past papers?
Okay, can I ask you a question? Did you at any point...
Don't ask me a question. Look, I want you to look at the policy.
Ask you,
because I am driving at a point.
No, I'll give you time, but we are having a conversation, so allow me to ask you a question. And please be honest with viewers. Did you at any point in your academic life fail on any past question? Honestly, did you?
Yes, I did.
So it means past question after all.
Government didn't buy it for me.
So that is a secondary matter.
Please don't allow our government to be spending our money that way.
He spent on education.
No, wait.
And what is wrong with that?
When you have a school, the school can print past questions per subject to a master in school for teaching. When you encourage government to go and take money from the coffers to buy past questions, you are encouraging corruption.
How?
That is, you may not know how. Now, have you ever sat with some of the students who have completed free SHS with good grades before and discuss, just talk to them before on even the subjects they have passed? Have you done that before?
I understand that some of them.
No. Have you done that before? I have one in my house. She has very good grades. I sat her down to talk about the grades that you have gotten. She cannot speak. What does that point to me as a former teacher and still a teacher? What does that point to me? What does that point to me? Because I could remember very well the time I completed secondary school. Put the subject that I have passed in front of me and ask me question. I can talk about it.
Your time is better. Your time was different.
Don't say if my time is better. Listen, if you are asking me whether I fell on past question, I say yes. The government bought it for me, I say no. But now you are telling me that my time is better. What makes my time better? Because the timetable was followed. The syllabus was followed.
Yet,
now this is a time that teachers don't even go on vacation.
Okay,
so diminishing return on effort. Now let us go on.
But before, let's finish this argument. Honorable, let's put this into proper perspective. You see, free SHS was nationalized somewhere 2017 when Nana Akufo-Addo took over. Before I want nationalize the free SHS now my secondary school did that. Now, at our time, you will still have students who may be SS. As you communicate with them and they will not be forthcoming with the language or the analysis you just said.
You get
that does not mean, say, Senkrofono, your top past questions, mom. And I am top past questions.
You see, you get me wrong.
I think that the argument we are making should be say, Sikano abaino eyeno, says Sikano or the Koyeding, or the Koya dear Emo Mainana. Abaini Sika at top past questions, a yet guideline memo friend Timmy dear. For the same future you and I are crying off.
My brother.
If you were in government, you may have done say.
I said it is
only government in
No. I am not speaking like a government, I am speaking like a citizen of this country who has taught before as a teacher. Why do you have time to...
Maybe you were a senior teacher.
No, wait.
I'm a junior teacher.
I was a junior teacher.
I
said, why do you have timetable? Please, don't... Minita, why do you have timetable in school? Why do you have timetable? The timetable has been actually made according to the textbook and the subjects you have to teach. So you are encouraging the teachers not to teach, but they should buy the... You are giving the past questions to the children. You are encouraging the... I thought even Accra here.
But I'm sure the past questions come with the main questions for the exams. We are talking about
the failure of the policy, and I'm telling you this is
okay,
fact.
You
also see, look at this. Look at this. Kenu Foriata on what? On July 23rd, 2021 said what? 2021 we spent 7.6 billion on free SHS in 5 years.
Okay.
Then again, free SHS not under review. 5.3 billion spent on 1.26 million students. Kenu Foriata on what? July 2022. Look at the minister. So you see the way they are spending money. The money that you mentioned in 2021 is more than the one he has mentioned in 2022. Has he gotten record? So they were just dishing out money like nobody's business. The work is not going on. Now, some of the problems that culminated to the review of free SHS also is that, do you know that they were giving food contracts for you to buy food from Accra, rice, and send it to my constituency?
Yeah.
That is why I told you that these people were running the program like a contract. So they have forgotten about the real thing that must be done. Serious targeting was not done. They were giving contract to the NPP people to be buying rice and oil from here to the villages. Meanwhile, we have matrons and then the headmasters and principals in these schools who hitherto during my time goes around the community and buy food stuff and feed the students. Upon spending all this money, about last week, didn't you see that students were in the Navrongo or some vicinity were crying for we want food? Upon spending all this money, they say we want food just to eat. That is why the program must be reviewed. And it is not only the program, the people who are managers must also be reviewed. Because Kenu Foriata cannot give you proper figures from the day he entered office till today. Call him on COVID figures. He will give you different one. Baumia will give you different one. Nanado will give you different one. Call him on free SHS. He will give you different one. 2021, 2022 will give you different figure. All these people, even their offices need to be reviewed because they are not leading this nation to a proper definition of education. Not at all. Like the IMF said, if you want senior high school to do well, you must focus on the basics, like my brother too have alluded to. But about over 3 years, the textbooks were not there. The textbooks were not there. And these people call themselves a government. Where do they read their government from? Where? Tell me. These people, they are just a chunk of baggage on our neck. Every sector you touch, they have problem. Go to health. The ambulance have not yet come. The ambulance Dr. Ajimamenu board have not yet come. Do you get me right? This is the people we are meeting. Go to energy. the former chairman is trying to sell Ake on deal. Look at these people. But they have that temerity and audacity to come and tell us that they want to win election again. That is it. These are the people. Every sector you touch is a mess. Education is a... Mention one. If I'm lying, go. Did you see Kufo buses on the street again? The other one I saw, Mahama, when they use rope. Yeah, I said, look, they use rope to tie part of a car on a 37.
I mentioned it this morning.
Yes. Mention any sector that you think Nanado has performed. Health sector, show me. If you look at the Agenda 1 hospitals they are building, they are like dwarfs. They are like dwarfs. That is what they are, and we have to investigate or audit that account of 16 million for that type of hospital. Yes, when you are going to Mpakadai, there is one on your right hand side because yes, then when you are going to a Volta region, you will see another one. They are building dwarfs. These people are siphoning our money. You see, I feel sad talking about MPP because I am proud to tell you that there is no sector that they have performed very well. Minka Chiwahu. Minka Chiwahu for saying, "Fatching Kobobusian IMF." They are broken echo. And then we are making many people lazy not to learn English because we have accepted that is our official language. Minka Chiwahu. I just say, "I know MPP for Senka Obia to meet Abrofua." MPP for to me Kodada or move supporters. Omu to me Dani Chinu no Mudia Dada or move supporters. And they follow them. You see, they on time they are no mudadom. So the review is very, very, very important, and it must be even timely, faster than even we thought, because so many things have gone bad. The full cost cover. Government is 2 minutes, yes, government is paying everything, everything. Meanwhile, like poor targeted, there are capable parents who can support their children. Or government can say, okay, as for feeding, pay, textbooks, dormitories, light, water, government and classroom user, I'll take everything. But pay for feeding. At least, as citizens, we must support our government. Now you say you pay everything, and you cannot pay. People are looking for food to eat. So the IMF, look, it is IMF conditionality. They themselves, they don't have any review in their head. MPP don't have any review in their head. Their understanding of review is cancelled. So IMF now told them that, look at what you are doing. You just increase enrollment, but the learning outcomes will be poor, and they are poor. And so there is a need for us to look at it again. So for me, it is good that we go back and do the right thing. Basic education textbooks must be there. Capitation grants must go there to ensure that we are moving on a smooth level. Do you get it right? Even from there, you have to look at the university too. Do you see how the university are now congested? Yes, the free SHS. MPP people cannot do or couldn't do any analysis or feasibility studies of the program they brought. That is why I am telling you that they use it as a money-making program. They've gotten the money. Now, Obia Adrobian Kodem, Obian Ko, Omufam. That is the situation. Right. In the Umbeka Church say STEM or China Namaka Church say TVET. TVET they knew that. Even the time I was there, Muhammad time we talk about TVET. Now me so TVET, it is nothing new. Now STEM or Muka. And Obiso is as a preset. You will have preset a science school. Who are creating another science school? What is the duplication of this effort? Strengthen the institutions that are there already. Give them resources. Why do you go and then be cutting block and molding contract? I told you this, but they are always looking for contract. They come to line their pocket, but not to deliver for the people of this country.
All right. So
I rest my case.
Thank you so much. He said now he ended like a legal luminary. My lord, I rest my case. So your lordship, thank you for resting your case. Wefri Shama B.A. Edna Benyao say H Akufuado, aka World Best Borrower. BB Kaswa sensing this one. MPP is the best political party in Ghana in terms of development and socialism. Socialism there, I doubt. No doubt about that. Happy birthday to
everybody is free to test.
Otu Senior East Constituency. Today is the birthday of my constituency direct boss, Mr. Bismarck, aka the Bull, popularly known as Golden Clippers. So Golden Clippers, happy birthday. Nanaya Abuachi Yadom Opoku Ajiman. Good morning to you. You're the best. Dr. Uswefi Yakutu as leader of MPP will reset, reboot, and repair the party in 2025 and beyond. Akutu is coming to the Ghana for
every sector.
Economic slavery. I don't know. Do you blame him? You blame Cocoa Board.
You blame who? No,
those ones are syndicated.
I say, Omisi Omudi Amanu, as a minister of agriculture, Waji Cocoa Board Ashenasin.
No, Cocoa Board has always been under agri. But it has not been like that. It was syndicated loans. Cocoa Board and Kasa will have to pay. But the minister will maybe help them.
No. Omuna Besisano. Cocoa Board no Kasa Jina or content cron. It's not under minister of agri. Oba Onuba Yenu, Onuni Nanadonu. So Munim said syndicated loan for our Fibiano. Omupeche no Mudiamano. Owe no so could be president. Wanyaska. Sawamu.
Okay.
Can't America. Why cow? A cow down
Peter Subway.
That's last. Obiako discuss of better 1 million tons of cocoa. And yes, sir. And would you 1 million Sikanu? And no way and what 650. In think as I say about 350 tons no Nesekano and Woko Sekanasa. Yes, I declare.
That's almost
Cocoa no so 1 million. Yes, so dear mammy,
Mokoji $200 million.
Missy,
man, would you tell me Mokoji $200 million? And will be 5,000 house unit was agreement. If we are said Musi 1,500, Sikanaway.
Meaning, I can't hear the cost and benefit.
Yeah, cost and benefit. No. Moka to say, we see 5,000. Even in the man fan will know. 200 million, honorable. 1,500 calculated cost for one. Peter Samuel, say good morning. I'm watching with you. Then to Kudos, good morning. I'm watching from Accra, Ghana. Honorable say you need time. I mean, trust. Make kind message is not honorable.
Any telephone, I'm going to phone.
No, also need time. Oh no, they understand.
Oh,
they understand. No problem. My senior is always my senior. So, but I share Nana Danko Kufa don't say more kafa the fat say Sikano Ebano and yes, Babesoya Hawano. But you see, even though I know, I am surprised. I'm surprised because you see, you found trouble mind and if Munim says Sikano, I'm a surveyor. I don't know creative impression be say. You call IMF. Let me begin this with you, right?
Yeah.
Now, honorable member. You call IMF. I say, yeah, how you know to extra. Wait by in 5 minutes. I'm
and the woman is
me try that because we are academic and I'm
MPP 4. Me and this in Atronti and the Kreka Ayomudi. Time the young person control. Papa Baku. Is it Buafo na
Buafo?
This is the best IMF deal we have ever gotten in this country. We are getting 3 billion. Because it's a papa we say no this that the NPP for supported. IMF no on Mausika on finding in our mouth or titimu kakra. Ne woman is a minia. Say MPP to Miji etio or to Miji 3 billion in a year. Of 2020, add this Kana Manasa. The other 600 million. And we know, say, Uko IMF Suswa, they are not going to give you money. And Omuma Mouse Kase, Kona Koye Dam and Koye factory. So it is a pro-poor program until now. Until here for, until lip service, one of my demon Kokrafono, or more program IMF for. IMF until say, a car, didn't say. Mwangasa mwanko bobusia sebi ka fra mo ahunyansa amfa sika no amfanya bibia mo de sika no wanu mo boka enyesa mo ye na yese an ya giatum ndi se mo gitum de en de mema mo atua sika atumuni efri mo hene e de atuaka. So therefore the money they are going to give you, even you don't have what you don't have that discretion. Say udi be say or si mo fanya say mo hwe nkoda mo hwe mrewa mo ye marketing piti a ever say one or more down throw the man nya sika na andi no, they will not die. So that money automatically is not going to cater for anything for us. But the hope that is there, because Kai said during Mahama time you call IMF, isn't it? But they were still, Mahama was still building hospitals and this. So what we need in here is and he said Ghana yet has a amount for air.
IMF does not target health. Akufo-Addo will still build hospitals.
Yes, as a so
it's not as if Mahama did anything extraordinary.
No.
As part of
because
the program,
NPP for better
IMF will never target education. Will never target health.
And only as my make say IMF sika entumi anko hospital ma NPP from the catcher say IMF sika no musi ma enfa anko health because omu ji sika otemahabo enti no enunu esese nko ho omu ji oil money esese nunu enko ho me bo mu kokko say they have to manage the resources very well. That is all that I am saying right now.
The time as well.
Oh yes, no matter. And so many as so can kasa. So me say man kasa na makoda ne ti so no.
But a politician na kasa we. After my NTA from the academia.
Yo,
I no afire. Oba kwa cry from one. Enti no ube timi akone na we. Yakopon stafa. But in case say $3 billion me before wadwa ya.
We the people brodo.
May your servant.
You much.
That's what we for trouble. All right. Honorable, yeah. Thank you.
Unim bibi there was a time I catch us here. Ubisa me say IMF bailout number on mine ebe collapse and I make sure say en collapse that. Adentia because we share the 2023 budget and share on my sebio the watching scammer ebe collapse because of the budget deficit of about 61 billion year. So yes, inti maka say IMF bailout no wouldn't be a panacea to our woes and I say problems I have. And I'm saying President Nankasa I confirm it. I don't think I make us wow. Mini abema ushe niyama SCC LED to IMF no. And this are you. Ushe
that is the root cause.
The root cause. Yes, because look, if we have not yet tackled the root cause, they be a major IMF. I'm being very honest with you. Share your IMF, Ushe Fourth Republic here, your IMF 1995.
Okay.
So 1995, your corner inflation 59.45.
Okay.
Emra yefi IMF program no, now inflation had dropped to 4.87.
Number 4.
Time I call IMF now your GDP growth 4.11. Yefi hono now it was around 4.40. Just share IMF conwo.
I say not inflation number 4.
Yes.
It may be cushion.
Exactly. Well, IMF no uko na ama confidence awo akosoro.
Could it be the reason why in 2009 at Amiostiminya single digit inflation?
Let me even go further. Well, let me take 2003. So Fourth Republic.
Okay.
Let me use this data and then you see what I'm trying to explain. 2003, you call the second one.
Okay.
You call now you have inflation at 29.77. Now you have GDP growth 5.2.
Okay.
Over 2004, inflation reduced from 29.77 to 18.04.
Okay.
And a growth echo of 5.6, a growth by 0.4. Now over 2005, inflation reduced further 15.44, and then a growth no increase to 6.4. Now over 2006, that my exiting program.
Okay.
Now inflation have all about 11.68, and then a growth near 6.4.
Okay.
It would to say anytime they ever call IMF no, because of Myanmar and can say yeah. We see say inflation and reduce your GDP growth a cost. So what is the difference? The difference is that this time no would that ever unsustainable on be that sustainability analysis I catch say a car udino eso I catch say interest payment a utiano eso inti momodiana yehuduma afi wo hwe nso a macroeconomic instability a eye niama bo ekoso no eno so epushi eko IMF wo hwe depreciation of the cedi now eno so epushi eko IMF. But if you look at the trend now, anytime you ever call IMF I inside fund no
the next 3 years we do very well. After 3 years, they will be answer Kobio. Into 2009, Emra you call IMF biom now 19.25. That was the inflation. Yeah, GDP growth was 4.8%. Now, time I exited in 2012 no. Now your inflation no, I reduce it to 11.19. Now your growth I call 9.3. GDP growth. Now 2015, Emra call IMF. Now 17.15. That was inflation.
Okay.
Now your growth near 2.1. Emra exited in 2019 no. Now inflation I reduce it to 7.14 and I growth I cost 6.5%.
Until almost all the times, you know, inflation reduce that growth across when we are exiting.
Yes,
IMF.
by the time I exiting, now inflation I reduce it. Now your GDP growth na cost. You see, GDP say who grow I just say o man no 2 month. Nyama mu bie nkrofo anya adwuma ye.
It say at that point, you know.
Yes.
Can you but at that point, you know, if you who say consistently do that point na the GDP ni grow and the economy ni grow. Economy ni grow.
Yes.
Maintain.
That is a point.
That growth.
That is a point because look, as we speak, when them say with this IMF, one of the Nyama advice of any say, Bank of Ghana, and financing on budget bill.
Okay.
And do you know why Bank of Ghana, as we speak, Oma try using monetary policy to fight inflation, but enye juma. And the reason is simple. Because in 2000 and I think 2020 or so, time of COVID niba, you know, you're suspending responsibility, fiscal responsibility, a policy, and I say act, 2018. I the buy, and one of the reasons why we brought this responsibility act and answer fiscal responsibility act and say e betumi aboa aban ma wate ni budget deficit so say bia betumi raise 10 million I shouldn't go beyond a certain threshold.
Like the expenditure should not be more than
5% of your GDP.
Oh, okay.
Send a bear it will put you in check so that you be disciplined fiscally. So what you say. But Emra COVID ni buy, we suspended the fiscal responsibility. And nuntina abain etuminya deficit of 7.14, 7.44 because the fiscal responsibility act no restricting and because a year and that also gave Bank of Ghana the privilege to also support government budget with the 44 billion in Yamanyama within the period now suspend this act, which means a Bank of Ghana support to a budget with about 90 billion. Into how do you fight inflation,
which is in high violation of the fiscal act?
Exactly, because it has been suspended.
You are taking on your advantage.
Exactly. So what you see, what's them now beside? Let's just say if program, the IMF program, we are bound to go by our own conditions.
Okay.
But if you pay, now we go back.
But Mira, it's a profound betray in Yansan. I mean, if you say, Sebi, and you see deploy your revenue, so your expenditure, and say, share, to manage your quite bit. Yes, I want to share or share on one unit. And if we are not financially sound, sir, why do we overspend? Why do we engage in frivolities and profligacy? I didn't say that we engage in it. Need him say strictly. Why must it take IMF to tell us, say, don't do this, do that? Are we still under colonialism?
I would say the issue has to do with, say, yen sheda yen national development policy engagement, and I say agenda engagement. I would say war political parties are oba promises. May you say. Promises near be brave. I feel oba bemu about say esa me fulfill those promises. Meanwhile, sika esa meje. If you look at our tax revenue to GDP, and so 14%. It's one of the Nyama buying say or so by the time we exit the IMF bill a program they say hit 18%. So our tax revenue should be about 18% of our GDP. Intina say yanya all these amended acts on income tax, amended act on excise duty, amended act on other things. They say the growth levy in
to me, it is still extra burden on the same poor people.
At the end of the day,
we thought of it, Crampo, say we can do night targeting. They don't pay taxes.
Yes.
So why don't you get, and it will create jobs?
That is it.
Now with the same people now as I'm a tax.
President Kennedy, IMF bailout would not solve our problem until we get to the root cause. One of them, we overspend.
Into overspending.
We should.
So you are giving us solutions to your problems.
Yes.
Okay.
We shouldn't overspend.
That is number one. Your Excellency, Mr. We expert advice. Yes, sir. Mami Frimo Pari, Mubacho Munti, Minister of Finance, Bacho Munti Academia. Why? Bacho Omuti number one.
We should try and put a cap.
Okay.
On the way I call Jibusia.
Okay.
So what you say? You can say yes.
I know. Dear, mean support to say Nana Befa. Besia body back on the me at say they should not overspend. But say Besia dear, it is in his DNA. Won't they say recently Okoye Okodin Komobu Doha? I will say Omu review if possible. I will return to the capital market.
International capital market.
Capital market here then.
Who say and yes say NCCC. Do you know why? And to me CCC because as we speak, international credit agency are grading and friend is saying junk. Now junk nature say on to me and the pesca international.
But that was before IMF.
Before IMF.
But they say until say that's better.
No, until say you be up your grading, you know. Say be moving from junk no be be a C and now be sir and now could be a B minus and now be positive. A bad dream pass over to me a register or international bond market. Okay. So the announce capital market. The only option Uncle show interest in buying your bonds at this level is more interest. That's the only option because the higher the risk. Because why a high risk nation? Okay. I need to be compensated with higher interest. The more I call Jibusia out here interest the more I hear debt no so ekesiye. Intina 2022 no a situation where even compensation kura number two expenditure am buying. The number one expenditure I am buying 2022 interest payment.
Okay, before interest payment, do you think, sir, was it in 2012? I've forgotten the very time, Honorable His Excellency Atamil said, right, for the currency.
Yeah.
Why implementing the single spine pay salary structure?
Exactly.
Do you think that it affected the economy? Because if compensation becomes number two and not number one.
No, compensation used to be number one. So say no interest payment at channel. Because who
interest payments.
Oh yes.
Compensation.
Who share 2022 budget now. As of September, now compensation 27 billion. Now interest payment 32 billion.
Hey,
yes.
And your capital no interest.
Oh yes, interest payment. Now say call international capital market eco raise ska. Now interest no suma. You don't have access to concessionary.
Is it also because but prove me right if I'm wrong, Nana Akufo-Addo has deferred the payment of interest payment? Meti BBC say interest na say kutu and you defer kakra.
No, you see, defer then you are entering into default.
Because I'm hearing say for the past a year into
and default no so bibia emboa. But share, I mean, that is one thing I always say about this particular.
Closing remarks.
Okay. Minia Bema, the American say yes. President Akasa say IMF program is not going to solve all our problems. So it means the problems are still there. Can we identify those problems? Yes, we can. One, overspending. Two, we are not able to produce enough for the domestic market. So we over-rely on importation. And the more our importing, the more you need foreign currency to bring in the goods. And the more you look out for foreign currency, the more your local currency also depreciates. So if you have all these problems, say depreciation of the currency, inflation is going up, your debt is ballooning and all those things, then it means a bear cycle.
All right.
So once you've seen all these things, any who check 10 conditions now, I say fulfill now. We don't say a drone even no ebe enyu pa
yate ya kra do say benyu ya benum anye bia kra yenim say sia no yes we should cut down expenditure sia no over importation no ese ehwe na ya kan wa say interest payment ni ade nyina eti edo ano no bacho ahobrase kwaso say we tilapia tilapia no ani ko bi just do some changes. Jackson Yabua Kinsolo Slide Damba Dente Kojo Peter Savoy. Hey Peter, how are you doing? Musa Abatwa Nana Abuache Bibi Kaswa Shama no more makanyina mentimi and reading messages. I apologize profusely. Very aso congratulate the ohino wa kasebwa hen babetwa so Era Daniel Sabote consider for penny pa kese pa ba teaching of finance and accounting with him say Udimo Power Accra Technical University in Nature Honorable Ashama former women pin so by but I know Otu Darko yes sorry so no ban what fair and fame baby stay on after the break.